واحد اثنان ثلاثة. Did you know that you can get an Arabic dial watch without having to get a platinum day date? Hi everyone and welcome to Shaluso, and yes, today I'm talking about Arabic dial watches. Today we are looking at a Breitling Aviator 8, one of 250 pieces released in 2022 with an Arabic dial on it. This is something I've really looked forward to because I love the look of Eastern Arabic numerals on watch dials. I think it adds so much more personality, but it's something that's always been limited to super expensive Rolexes and platinum for the most part. The whole craze and hype started in 2016, though actually Rolex had been making Arabic day dates for most of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Then they stopped for a while and restarted with the Platinum day date with the Arabic numerals, which is extremely sought after, quite hard to get, only available in the Middle East, and prohibitively expensive. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Breitling Aviator 8. This particular model was released in 2022 as a limited series of 250 pieces. Breitling originally introduced a Arabic dial variant in 2019 to celebrate their partnership with Etihad Airways, and this is the evolution of that essentially. The original was a day-date version, ironically. This one, meanwhile, is the regular time and date version. Going quickly over the basics, well, it's a 41mm Aviator 8, thickness of 10.74 millimeters, 100 meters water resistance, courtesy of that 2824 on the inside not being particularly thick and also not being particularly interesting, so we won't do on the movement for this one. But no, what's really exciting about this, aside from the dial of course, is that it's a full blackout version. So we have DLC coated stainless steel as well as on the buckle as well, which is a nice touch to keep things at least, consistent. And honestly, it's a really cool watch. I'm not always 100% when it comes to blacked out watches, but for this one with the pilot's aesthetic, it kind of makes sense. I am a little bit iffy still on the bezel with these Aviator 8s, mostly because it doesn't really have any clicks to it. I don't mind that it doesn't have numbers or indications to it. That's not the end of the world to me because it's always just useful as a guide, but it's so weird that it doesn't click when you move it. That being said though, it's very easy to guide it, and at least once you've aligned it, it gives you somewhat of an idea of how much time has passed, or if you want to lay it down as a marker before you approach a certain time, that's always helpful as well. But let's face it, we're here for the dial. This is what's really special. For one thing, it's a really nice shade of blue. And that's something that probably will get overlooked because, let's face it, it's the numerals and the date that really stand out. Scrolling through the date wheel, you can see the whole range of 1 through 31 in Eastern Arabic numerals, and you have the numerals for the hour indices. What I do like is that they even included minute indices as well at all of the main 5-minute markers. Just that little extra touch that shows that they made the effort. Now, I do think it would have been cool if they'd have actually rewritten Breitling in Arabic, or at least, automatic chronometer, really gone all out. But at the end of the day, this is still such a great advancement when it comes to if you want something that just looks different. And arguably the chances of you running into someone else with one of these versus running into someone with, say, one of those platinum day dates, probably pretty similar. And when you consider that this only costs, maybe 5,000–6,000 euros, suddenly this becomes a very interesting proposition for a way to get a watch that's very distinct. Probably you're not going to see someone else with it, but that also doesn't break the bank, and I think that's exactly what this serves as. Now, I was a bit iffy at first when I thought, why did they pick the Aviator 8? Why didn't you do this with the Navitimer? CHRONEXT would look really cool with Arabic indices. But I think upon looking at this watch and upon having it for a few days, it kind of makes sense that they picked the Aviator 8. It's not normally my favorite because I find it just a touch boring, but in this iteration, it's the perfect baseline because what in its normal setting I find a little bit dull and a little bit just devoid of detail, it's the perfect canvas for highlighting these amazing numerals. There's still plenty of space left on the dial to have that nice blue sunburst, which looks really good when you tilt it through the light. And the AR coating on these Breitlings is amazing, and since it's a blue dial on the underside, you don't even notice that much of the blue tint that does come with Breitling AR coating. So you can really just appreciate everything going on the dial. And you know what? It it just somehow all works. The minutes track also just blends nicely with the numerals. The handset is great. I don't think I've ever actually appreciated the Aviator 8 until I saw it in the metal with Eastern Arabic indices on it. And I'm really glad I had the opportunity to try this watch out because it's, at the end of the day, super, super rare, and especially in Europe. Luckily for today's sponsor, CHRONEXT, they have one in stock, so make sure you check the links in the description below before this one sells out. And if it does, then check out their huge range of other watches, including a lot of really, really rare finds. It's where I source most of the watches for my videos, so that should tell you can find something pretty special. But let me know, what do you think of this? And what do you think of Eastern Arabic numerals on watches in general? Do you think they're a bit of a gimmick, or do you think they really elevate it? And what's one watch that you would want to see Eastern Arabic numerals on? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, if you like this video, then make sure you like it and share it. If you want to see more pictures and infographics of watches I've seen throughout this and all my other videos, make sure you follow me on Instagram at CHRONEXT. If you want to see more videos of watches, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well so you know when the next video comes out. If you're looking for more Breitling content, it's a playlist for that too, so make sure you check that out. And thanks for joining me today on exploring the Aviator 8 with the Arabic dial. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.